Hello. Welcome to Hong Kong Old Crimes. This is Jana. Today we will look into a murder case of a dance escort in 1977. Part 1, The Murder. On January 8, 1978, a dance escort named Wong Yin, 39, was found dead at her apartment on 19th floor, Block 1 of Baofeng Garden on 1090 Kings Road, Quarry Bay. The siblings of Wong came to her apartment at 5 p.m. When they rang the doorbell, no one answered. They found that the door was unlocked, so they went in. The apartment was in disarray. Drawers were overturned, and prayer beads were scattered across the floor. It was a scene of total chaos. There was also a foul smell of death, emanating from some rotting flesh. They followed the smell to the master bedroom. It was there that they discovered a body, whose head and legs were tied. There was a swarm of flies surrounding it, and maggots crawled out of the flesh. The sisters called 999. According to the autopsy report, Wong was strangled to death. 9 times, she was bashed in the head with a hard object. Several signs of struggle were evident. It was believed she had passed away for almost 2 weeks. The estimated time of death was December 27th at around 11 a.m. There was no sign of forced entry, so the police suspected it was a rob and murder by someone Wong knew. It is possible that Wong was attacked from behind when she was praying with her beads. There were also a few items of value missing: $1,000 in cash, a $5,000 watch, and 2 security certificates worth $5,000. The police were at the scene when a man named Liang called and asked for Wong. But he soon hung up after the police took the call. Several drops of blood were found in the stairways on 12th floor. A blood handprint was found on the wall on the 7th floor. These traces may have been left by the assailant in a panic while fleeing from the scene. The police was confident that they will solve the case. On December 26th, Wong was out with a client before her friends sent her back to her apartment at 2 a.m. A dancer claimed she had called Wong in the morning on December 27th, the day she died. Someone picked up the phone but it did not say anything before cutting off. This means whoever had done this was in the apartment that morning. Part 3, Who is Wong? At the age of 19 in 1959, she started her life as a dance escort. Her daughter was born shortly after she met someone, and after they split, she was back in the nightclubs in 1961. While Wong provided for her daughter financially, she didn't live with her. With a beautiful face and a seductive figure, she was popular. Under different names, she rotated among the A-grade nightclubs. In 1972, she left the city to work in Japan as escort. It was believed that she met someone and cohabited with a man during 1972-76. It was not until March 1977 she was back to the Fuji Ballroom and later on, New Kamei Ballroom. She was rumored to be taken up as a mistress by a patron with the surname Liang 2 months later. It was uncertain if he was the same Liang who called the apartment. Her friends said her personality had transformed in the months before her death. She became a devout Buddhist and would devote some time to pray every day. She still managed to have some fun, however. In 1977, she and 2 friends, who were also dance escorts, traveled to Macau. Wong won $7,000 from gambling during the trip. She hosted a banquet for her friends when they returned to Hong Kong. According to the police, the crime could have been committed by someone who knew about her windfall, or her wealth in general. Wong was nicknamed the Little Rich Woman. Land registry records indicate that she purchased her apartment in Quarry Bay for $180,000, with a mortgage of $90,000 in 1975. It is safe to assume that Wong was at least financially comfortable. Occasionally, wealthy patrons would take care of her as well. Part 4, The Investigation. Passports of the dancers were checked at the New Kamei nightclub and other clubs Wong had worked for. Several dancers who attended the banquet were brought back to the station for further questioning. Later on, they were released. It was found that Wong actually went back to Macau after her trip on December 23 and was accompanied by the same 2 friends. For some reason, The police were unable to track down the dancers and they did not go back to work after. 2 months later, they were still asking the two dancers to contact them. Obviously, they didn't. 2 years passed. Nobody was arrested. However, the police released an additional piece of information in 1980. A friend of Wong made a call to her apartment at 1 a.m. on Jan 3, 1978, 6 days after Wong was murdered. Someone picked up the phone without saying a word. The friend tried to call again, but the line was disconnected. After 3 p.m., the call went through again. Police believed that the murderer had returned to the crime scene for about 14 hours 6 days after the killing. Part 5. Who's the killer? The dance escort? The police looked for the two dancers who accompanied Wong to Macau on December 23. The fact that they failed to show up added to the suspicion. A jilted lover? Wong had a boyfriend called Liang. It was not sure if he had come forward to the police afterwards. As the boyfriend, he may be let in easily or even have the key. Love is fickle, and it can turn into hate in a flash. The Mama-san? According to dancers at Kamei, on December 26, there was a fight between Wong and Mama-san, with Wong ended up getting slapped. Could she have something to do with Wong's death? Whoever the killer is, he or she got the guts to go back to the crime scene 6 days later for more than 14 hours, with a decaying corpse in the same space. The motivation had to be strong, considering the risk involved. The police or family could have come any time since Wong had been missing for a few days. The intention could be to remove fingerprints or other hints that may clue the police in. Or the killer left in a panic the first time round, and wanted to go back to steal some more. But to stay for 14 hours was ridiculous from a let's not get caught point of view. It seems that whoever was there was looking for something specific, and had a hard time finding it. A key to a safe? A document? A piece of jewelry? Final part, a little something more. A detail may or may not be relevant to the case. In 1980, a person named Wong Hoi Chuen, possibly a relative or sibling of the victim, was appointed as the administrator of the estate. Wong bought the flat for 180K in 1975. In 1981, a company, named Ho Tin Company Limited, purchased the property at 730K. That's 4 times the original price in 6 years. For comparison, a few floors down on the 15th floor, a flat of a similar size and layout was sold at 490K in 1982. 730K was off the chart. Why would someone be willing to pay an obviously overinflated price for a flat, specifically, a murder flat? While it is not specified by law that an agent to disclose the murder even now in 2023, market price should be the best it could do. Was it a favor by a wealthy patron? An overly optimistic buyer? Money laundering? Was someone trying to convince the family to stop pursuing the case further? The case remains unsolved to this day.